Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In my current video, I'll be talking about how to create TE20, which is a test case document. It's one of the critical document in Oracle application implementation methodology. So let me show you how the TE20 document looks like. So this is how your TE20 document looks like. I have taken a specific use case in my previous video or my last week video. I talked about how to create MD50, which is a functional design document, by taking a specific use case of custom credit exposure detailed report. So now I'll not get into the details of what is credit exposure, what is the significance of the credit exposure. So as I have already covered that in my last video, I'll not be getting into the details. And in my current video, I'll focus on how to create a test case or T20 document for the functional requirements mentioned in that MD50. So if you have not watch that particular video, please check the description section of my current video, which has the video URL for the my last video. Please ensure that you watch the particular video and then try to get into this particular video and continue viewing the current video to understand the T20 document. Okay, so this is how T20 document looks like. So mention the name of your customization or your custom report in my current example, your author, the creation date, last update date, document reference, the version. So in this case, is my 1.1. And the persons who are approving this T20 document, you need to mention here. Change record, initial version, the person who has created the initial version, and 1.1 version, the person who has created this 1.1 version, and also the reference of the 1.1 document. And the reviewers needs to be mentioned here. This is just the contents. So overview, just mention the overview of your current customization for which you are preparing a test case document. So in my current case, the overview is basically I am preparing a T20 test case document for a custom credit exposure detail report because my standard credit exposure detail report is not meeting my business requirement. So that's the main intention of this T20 document. And mention any of the assumptions for your T20. So the assumption for my test case document is I'm assuming that exchange rates are already loaded in the system. And now get into the test case specification. You can mention all your test cases directly in this particular Word document or create an Excel sheet and attach that particular Excel sheet in the Word document. It is easy if you maintain your test case in Excel sheet document so that you can just filter, you can just check the status of each and every test case by filtering your failure test cases and success test cases and so on. So let me open this. So here I have two tabs, report format, test case scenarios. So again, this report format is already mentioned in MD50 as well, but just for a reference for the person who is actually testing this customization, maybe it may not be the same person who has prepared the MD50, just for his reference. I am mentioning the report format here. And again, the person who is preparing this T20 document will need to definitely read the MD50 document. Only based on the MD50 document, he'll be preparing this test cases. Okay, so this is a report format with some dummy data. I mean, in this example, I've taken a dummy data, but in your real life business scenarios, you need to take a real examples. So basically, your bill to customer name, bill to customer number, ship to customer name, number, etc. And have mentioned one row for OM details and the second row for my AR detail. Just a kind of a mock-up data so that the person who's testing will ensure that this custom report, whatever is being built, will at least give these desired results. Okay, now let's get into the test scenarios. So the first test scenario, my first test scenario is run my standard credit exposure report and compare the numbers with my custom exposure detail report for any specific customer. So both the numbers should match. So this is a serial number, scenario, expected results, and what is my actual result. So what exactly I'm trying to do is in my standard credit exposure detail report, I do not have a breakup, but I have the total exposure amount. But whereas in my custom credit exposure detail report, I have the breakup of the OM amount and AR part. So ideally, you should ensure the sum of the OM as well as AR part should be matching with your total amount, which is mentioned in the standard credit exposure report. So if you look at this report as an example, so this is my OM part, $2,150, and this is my AR part. So that means 2,150 plus 3.81, which is 2,153.81 is the sum which I should be able to see in my standard report. That is my expectation. If they are not matching, then that means there is something wrong with your logic which is built. So that needs to be again informed to the developer who has built the customization. And in your actual result, just specify the customer name for which you ran this particular report and also the specific request ID. If the results are expected, I mean, if the actual result is basically whatever is being expected is what you get, then mention under actual result as expected. If not, mention the exact reason why your actual result is not meeting with your expected result. You can just mention that dollar amount is not matching or something is missing. And my second scenario is run standard credit exposure report and compare the numbers with my your custom report for a specific customer which has some data in AR interface table and the currency is in USD. So the expected result is ensure that the custom report consider the records in AR interface table and hence both the standard custom report should match. Ideally, your custom report considers your records which are stuck in AR interface table, but you should ensure that this particular test scenario is basically to cross check if the custom report is considering the records which are mentioned in the AR interface table. And the third scenario is again run the standard credit exposure report and compare the numbers with the custom report for a customer which has the some data in AR interface table and the currency is in non-USD. So here the expectation is basically this is again for a specific different customer wherein the records in AR interface table, but the records is in non-USD. So here the expectation is basically cross-checking if the data which is stuck in AR interface table is also properly converted into USD. That's the expectation. Fourth scenario is again run the standard credit report and compare the numbers with the custom report for a specific customer which has some unapplied on and on account receipts. Again, here the expectation is to cross check if the report is considering unapplied receipts as well as the on account receipts. Next scenario is run the standard report and compare the numbers with the custom report for a customer which has only SO lines and no AR open invoice line. So here again expectation is the report should not get into an error if for particular customer you have only SO data but not the AR data. So that means basically I have only this data. So this will be totally blank. So the report should not error out. So that is the expectation here. And the next scenario is pretty much same as your fifth scenario, but here we have AR data, but we do not have any SO data. Again, here the expectation is the report should not error out or it should not get into any kind of an exception. So basically I have only this AR data. This SO data will be blank. And the next scenario is run the standard report, compare the numbers with the customer for a specific customer which has more than one SO line holds. So basically here we have a column called SO line hold. Yeah, is SO line hold exists. So if the line hold exists for a particular SO line, so this will be flagged as Y, and if there are no holes, it will be flagged as no. So my test scenario is basically if there is a particular SO line which has more than one hole, which is possible, like a one particular SO line can have more than one hole, and if it has more than one hole, then still my expectation is it should say just yes and it should not get into an exception. So sometimes if you have not written your code properly, you may get the report can error out with an error message saying that single row subquery returns more than one row. So in order to ensure that the report doesn't get into an exception, test that particular scenario wherein even a particular SO line has more than one hole, it should still show it as yes under this particular column and it should not get into an exception. And next test case is run the standard report and compare the numbers with my custom report for any specific customer who have cancelled SO lines. Again, so the expectation is if a particular customer has some SO lines which are cancelled, those cancelled lines should not be appearing in the report. So that is the expectation. So only your open sales order lines, which could be the sales orders which are in a booked status or awaiting shipping, picked, packed, or interfaced. So those kind of SO lines needs to be displayed in the report, but it should not display any cancelled SO lines. And the next test case is about run a custom report, compare that with the standard report for any specific customer who have some SO lines which are in entered status. Again, the expectation is to cross check the report do not consider the SO lines which are in entered status. It should consider only those SO lines which are in booked status or awaiting shipping, picking, packing, or any other status. And the last test case is about, again, run a custom report, compare this with a standard report for any specific customer who have some incomplete AR invoices. So if the AR invoices in incomplete status, so ideally those AR incomplete invoices should not be displayed in this particular report. It should consider only the complete invoices, not the incomplete invoices. So the expectation is here is those incomplete invoices should not be showing up in this report. Again, if it does show, then under your actual result, just specify what is the customer for which you ran this particular report, and what is the name of what is the invoice number which is appearing in the report, where you are expecting that the invoice number should not be appearing because it's an incomplete status. You need to mention that in your actual result call. So this way you can add any number of test cases based on your requirement. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.